Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Shellie Geigle with J&S Hobbies and Crafts, and today's tutorial is on the quick box. At least that's what I call it. I'm going to take these off. I haven't glued them down. This is optional if you want. It was just an idea. But today we're going to be making two boxes. Each box will take one sheet of 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. Now I use decorative paper. You don't have to. You can use solid colored cardstock. This is just, for me, I would make these when I'm in a pinch for a specific size, whether it be this one or this one, size box, something very easy and quick to throw together. This one would be good for like a treat box. Inside here, what I would do, and I also tell you this in the video tutorial, give you an idea, is I would probably lay some saran in there and put some cookies or some neat little treats right on in there, and then fold over the saran to keep it nice and fresh in there. But these boxes are very simple to make, and like I said, one sheet of 12 by 12 scrapbook paper is all that's needed. And the various sizes of these I will go over and move on into the materials, so on everything you're going to need. Alright, that's it. Let's make this. Okay, materials for this. So each box is a 12 by 12 inch piece of cardstock. You don't have to use decorative paper, you can use solid colored paper. So one sheet 12 by 12, some glue, and your scoring board. So I'm going to give you some scoring measurements, which will be underneath the video in the description area, because there's not much to this, and we do some folding. So this box, the one that we're making here, is this one. And this one is 10 inches wide. We are about 1 inch tall, and we're about 4.5 inches this way. So these are just quick, easy, one sheet, 12 by 12 for that box that you want to personalize. So we're first going to start off, and we are going to score at 1 inch. Then we're going to come over here and score at 11 inches. We're going to turn this, and we're going to go 1 inch and 11 inches. The rest will just be folding. Okay, so what I want us to do right now is fold on those score lines first, just to help me here. Okay, so on the outside, it's going to have that on the outside of the box. This is going to be the inside. So however you want to do this, if you're wanting your box to come over and this be at the top, then make sure your image is underneath or so this way. Okay? So the next thing we're going to do is just fold, and we're going to pull this whole thing over until we hit the crease over here. So I'll just pull that up, make sure I match on both sides. That's good. And we're just going to crease. Okay. Now we're going to grab this one, and we're going to come down to this crease down here at the very end, and we will make sure that we match up on the sides. We are even, and we will crease. Okay, so we have all that done. Now, I'm turning this around so you can see, and it's going to be easier for me to see my cuts. The side that you're going to cut on is the one with the most score lines. So I have a score line here now. I have one here, that's when we folded it, and one here. So I'm going to cut on that score line up to that score line right here. And sometimes it's hard to see, so I kind of like to pinch mine over so I can see where that score line is. Okay, I'm going to turn it around. So here are all my snips up here. You want to be on the opposite end where you have all those score lines. And we're going to do the same thing. Up. And here. Alright, so this is my inside. So just make sure that you're folded. You have all your creases done here. Okay, these two right here, we're going to fold those in. We're going to place some glue now on them. Fold them in. Okay. We're also going to fold this one in too and this one, but first let's get this tacked down. We're going to bring that in and it will connect to the side one. And just make sure your corners are where they're matching up, just like that. See? And we'll do that over here. Match up my corners. Okay, we're going to come over to this side first because I think it'll be much easier. We'll just flip this around now. And then we'll get the ones on the inside. And we'll fold that one in. We'll bring them in and do the same thing we just did over there by matching up the corner and matching up this corner. So now if you got yourself turned around, what you're going to do is right now to see what you want on top, and that's what I want on the top of mine. So I'm going to make sure that this is over here. These, I'm going to add my glue, and now they just come in. And you match them up just like you did before with the other one. Give it a press, let it hold. Okay, I'm going to fold this back, give it a crease so it will go both ways, kind of work that a little bit. Okay, so there is our box, and all you do is just bring that over the top and tuck that in. So now you have a nice little gift box. Just like that. Just make sure your glue dries before you start finagling it, but that's all there is to it. And if you have a little tag or something that you want to place on the gift, maybe a flower, some little berry clusters to kind of dress it up a little bit, you can do that too. Just whatever you want to do. That's just totally optional and up to you. So there's our first one. It's done. Our next one, that is where we will be making this one. And this one is 8 inches wide, 2 inches tall with a 3-inch depth. So I'm going to grab my scoring board, and I'm going to have this print on the outside. So I'm just going to stick that there. Our first score for this is 2 inches. We're going to do 10 inches. And I'm going to turn it once, and I'll do that again. 2 inch, 10 inch. So now all I need to do is fold so I can see where I'm at here. It's easier for when you're trying to match up. At least it is for me. Okay, so I'm at one side and I'm going to pull this up until it hits the crease over here. So I'll just pull that up, match up my sides, use my tool. Now I'm going to grab this side, and here is this one, and I will lay it flat until it gets right in that crease, and I will crease that. Okay, so I'm looking for the side that has all those score lines running like this. So I am going to cut. And I'm going to turn it over. It's easier for me to see my lines. Right on up there. Here. Here. And then I'll turn it over to the other side, opposite from that, and I will cut on those 4 lines. Okay, I'm going to fold these 2 in at the end. And remember, these are my cuts now that are, I just flipped it around so all my cuts are over there. And I'm going to put some glue on this. And I'll put some glue on this. And it's the same thing as what we just did. And we will bring in our sides. Match them up. Okay, I'm going to turn it around and I'll do that up here. Would have been really pretty to have that on the outside, huh? But I just wanted some Christmas stockings and more red for this one. And I'll bring in my side here. The most important thing is making sure your paper is exactly 12 by 12. That is the most important thing when you're doing this. Okay. Then again, check yourself. Which way, when you pull this over, do you want? Is it this way, if you're using like an image like I did on this? Or is it going to have to go this way? So it's up to you. Mine doesn't matter because it's all the same print. So here is the middle. And I'll just bring that right on in. I'll pull that back so you can see what I'm doing. Won't hurt nothing. And then I'll bring this one in. Match it up. There. Okay, it's done. And then you just close it and it makes that box. Now, another fun thing, and this is what I'm going to be using this style box for, is like I can put some saran wrap in there and then put some cookies or some treats right on in this box. Saran goes over to keep it nice and fresh in there, and then close the box up. Put a little Christmas tag on there, maybe a little flower, or maybe just a cluster of little berries. Whatever it is that I want to do with that. A little cluster of berries or something. And then you are done. And this is all optional. It's perfectly fine. You can just make a bow with some ribbon and wrap it around and be done with it. But that is all there is to it. It's very simple and very easy. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Happy crafting, everybody. And I will be starting another folio album for you that you're really going to like. Happy crafting, everybody. See you real soon.